What's up, you guys? Long time no see. It feels like it's been extra long since I am a couple days late of when I usually post these videos, which is every other Sunday. It is Tuesday right now. If you are new here, hello. My name is Emily. I go by the artist name Earthling Emily, and these videos are called Earthling Elaborates, and the purpose of these videos is to give me an opportunity to share with you any updates in my life, any upcoming events, any just important things that I want to let you guys know about, as well as an opportunity for me to connect with you guys deeper, to allow you to get a deeper sense of who I am as an individual as well as an artist. And yeah, it's really just a safe space to let whatever needs to come out, come out. I value communication a lot, and so I want that to be a big part of my online presence, as well as trying to make a name for myself and start my business and all those other good things. I sell art. I sell secondhand clothing that I hand paint using fabric paint. I make patches. I do prints. I am currently starting my journey to become a tattoo artist. So if you would like to support me in any way, you can click the link in my bio. I'll also add the link in the description of this video. It'll take you to my Shopify, where you can shop products of mine. You can find all my other social media links. And soon I'm going to be releasing a Patreon, which I'm really excited about, and I'm putting a lot of thought and energy and intention into this Patreon. I really want it to be worth it to those who are able to join, and I also just really want to cultivate a space that really aligns with who I am as a person and the energy that I want to bring into the world. So I'm sitting on that, and I'm not rushing it in any way. Same with my tattoo journey. I am taking things slow. I am being present with every moment. I'm currently building a portfolio, and that is really exciting, and I'm really excited to learn a lot and explore new art styles. And anyways, as far as event updates, right now I have 2 events planned for February. Also, if you don't know me that well, I am located in Reno, Nevada. So if you're local, then that's great. If you are not, then these updates might not necessarily pertain to you. But yeah, I have 2 events in February. I have 2 events planned for March, and I'm looking to book a little bit more to kind of fill everything out, given the fact that I am a full-time artist and events are how I make a lot of my money, for rent, for bills, for groceries, for all of the things that it takes for me to survive, which is a big reason why I'm also starting a Patreon. So yeah, if you are local and interested in the events that I'm going to be doing, feel free to check out my Instagram. That is where I post the events that I'm doing, as well as Facebook. I don't really post my events on TikTok so much, because I typically find I don't have very many local friends on there. But yeah, I will be posting the flyers probably like February 1st, sometime in the first week of February. That's when I typically like to announce my events for that month. is the first week, if not the first day of the month. So feel free to check my social media out and stay tuned for those events. I also am doing a winter drop part 2 on my online store. I'm going to be dropping new clothing items, new patches, new paintings. No new prints this time, but I'm really wanting to get some new prints soon. I honestly wanted to do a whole new batch of prints this month, but unfortunately my finances just weren't allowing me to do that. But I'm really hoping to get some new prints for February, and buying the prints that I currently have in my shop is one way that you can help me do that. So feel free to check out the current prints that I have in the shop. I also have cheaper items like patches, and that is just a cheaper way to support me if you are unable to spend, upwards of $100 or more on an original painting, which I totally understand. And yeah, the clothing items, but to conclude that, because I kind of got off track, that winter drop part 2 is going to be happening on the 2nd of February, 2226. And then 2 + 2 + 2 is 6. So I really liked the numerology there. So yeah, that's another thing that you can stay tuned on if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, or if you add yourself to my email list on my online store. You'll get updates on stuff like that. I haven't really been very active as far as my email list, but that's something that I'm really pushing to be more active on. I think it's a really good way to remind you guys, when new products and new paintings are coming out, because sometimes things can get lost in social media and it's just overwhelming, and I totally understand that. So yeah, add yourself to my email list if you haven't already, and if you want to get updates on the shop and what's going on with me. But yeah, I'm very excited for that. It's been a minute since I have done a drop. I'm not exactly sure when I did the part 1 of the winter drop, but it feels like it was a long time ago, especially after like the holidays, and honestly December and January are kind of like, it feels like this whirlwind / spiral of a lot happening, but also stillness and restful times. I definitely went into a little hibernation mode. I took a lot of time off of work and just rested and regained a lot of energy. And then after getting out of that hibernative period and kind of getting back in the groove of everything, it just felt like, oh my gosh, so much going on all at once. But we're here, and I'm very happy to be here. I am just really glad to be healthy and happy and stable, and I'm very excited for the projects that I have coming out this year, the things that are going to be unfolding. There's a lot of really cool things that I'm so excited to share with you all, and they will be shared in due time. But for now, presently, I invite you to just release everything from the day. Maybe take some deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth if you feel called. Loosen your muscles in whatever position you are sitting or laying down or standing, and just welcoming this present moment that we are sharing right now. I thank you for being here. I truly hope that this video finds you well. I truly hope that through everything that we all face every day, that you are taking care of yourself, finding time to do things that you enjoy, finding time to rest and not worry about being so productive and getting things done, and just relaxing and having some fun. I personally have been going through some stressful times lately in regards to some family matters, and I definitely am feeling the closing out of the season of the snake. I'm feeling the releasing and shedding of layers that are just really deeply integrated into who I am as a person, and I am dealing with the pain that comes with releasing those things and deciding to focus on new things and change for the betterment of myself and the people around me and my career and my community. I feel like in the spiritual community, it's sometimes superficially talked about as far as like change. It's like, oh, I'm constantly changing and it's for the better and my highest good, and I just feel great all the time because I'm changing and letting things go. But I feel like something that isn't brought up as much about that is how much that can hurt sometimes, and how difficult it can be to be rewiring these integral parts of yourself and your soul, these things that are seemingly woven into your DNA, and you're deciding to make this courageous and bold step to separate yourself from that and release things that no longer serve you. A lot of pain and sadness and uncomfortability and struggle can come from that. It's not all just love and light. So I've personally been feeling that lately, and if you have been feeling that, feel free to share if you feel inclined, or feel free to message me. I'm always down for some real, authentic communication and connection. But yeah, with that being said, that kind of got a little heavy, so we'll go ahead and just like shake everything off and release again and just become present, because I do want to do an oracle reading for all of us, for the collective, for you and for me. If you are new here, these are the oracle cards that I use in pretty much every single video. I don't think that there's been a single video yet that I have not used these cards in. Actually, now that I said that, maybe there's one. But these cards are absolutely amazing. The artwork is done by Josephine Wall. If you do not know about her and you like mystical, ethereal, earthy art, you should definitely check out her Instagram. She's a huge inspiration to me artistically. I truly hope and aspire to just have a legacy as beautiful and great as hers. I believe that she is in her 80s. But she's still, active and still just as relevant as an artist, and it's just really beautiful and inspiring to me. I don't always bring out this deck, but I decided to tonight. These are my 4 Agreement affirmation cards. If you're not familiar with the 4 Agreements, it is a book basically outlining the 4 principles of being a human and life, and how to live in your best light. If you are intrigued by that, I highly recommend checking out the book. It is by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's incredible. I read it when I was, I think, 16 or 17, and it changed my whole entire life. It rewired the way that I view myself and everything else. It is truly a magnificent piece of writing, and it's one of those books that you can keep and read, throughout your life in different phases, and it's always going to be relevant and it's always going to help. So I definitely recommend that. But Anywho, I am going to give you all a moment to connect with these cards. We're going to start off with the Mystical Wisdom deck, and I am going to just hold up the deck for you, let you put in any intentions that you'd like, any questions that you have. If you don't have any specific questions or intentions, then you can just set your intention to just opening up to divine and asking for any advice that needs to come out at this time. And while you connect with the cards, I'm going to take some sips of my tea and just integrate myself into the space as well, think about my intentions, and yeah, so here we are. I invite you to take some breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth if you feel called, at whatever pace feels best for you, just to help relax our bodies, relax our minds, and help us further ourselves into this present moment. And if you want to get real crazy, you can hold your breath at the end of your inhale for 3 to 5 seconds and then release, and it really deepens the breath and the relaxation that comes from it. Releasing the pressure from our shoulders, our neck, letting our heads hang with no pressure or stress of how to posture, just letting ourselves be in our natural state. I'm gonna start shuffling the cards. And if you are still coming into the space, that is absolutely okay. Continue going about it in whatever way feels best for you. If you're still thinking up of your intention or any questions that you have for this reading, then continue to marinate on that. We are not in a rush. We are perfectly on time where we are. I am now going to begin to let the cards come out as they please. I will turn the camera back down so you can see what is happening. I'm setting the intention of this reading for the collective. I'm asking that whatever divine feels is important for us to know during this time, to let it unfold. I am asking to set the intention of our highest good, our highest essence, messages that speak to us at the core of our being. I also want to say that with any reading, it is beneficial to have your own personal discernment of information. And if you resonate with a reading, then that's amazing and take it. And if you do not resonate with it, or you feel as though it does not align with you, then do not force yourself to take the information. We all get to decide our own truths. We all get to use our own individual and unique intuition to guide us in the right direction. So this is just a basis of information, and it is nothing that you have to feel obligated to take or to not take. So with that being said, let's see what messages come out today for the collective. Let's see if anything else comes out. We have 2 cards thus far. Usually I shoot for 3 or 4. Alright, and I'm going to see if there are any last messages that want to come out. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is so incredible. Okay. So we have the Dragonfly card, the Choices card, and this is where it gets really interesting. We have the 7 deadly sins, but we also have the 7 heavenly virtues. I find this so interesting. And the last card that we got is the Resilience card. So let's go ahead and dive into each one individually, and then I will give my interpretation of the reading as a whole. Alright, so let's go ahead and break down the cards one by one. I'm going to read the writings for them from our little booklet. So our first card that we got today is the Dragonfly card. And this card says, live life to the fullest. The dragonfly lives near water and represents the ability to be emotionally strong and flexible. It is one of the only creatures that can fly up, down, sideways, and backwards. Living your truest life is a responsibility. Do not let it be trivialized or lived superficially. The dragonfly is a symbol of knowing who you are and what you want. Make informed decisions and live life to the fullest without regrets. And the mantra for this card is, I am emotionally strong and live my life without regrets. And I'll give you a moment to ponder the card while I repeat that mantra. I am emotionally strong and live my life without regrets. I am emotionally strong and live my life without regrets. Always a beautiful card to come out. Definitely brings us to a present moment. Speaking about just living life to the fullest, no regrets. We're here, we're doing it. And the next card that we got is the Choices card. And this actually came up for me in my personal reading earlier today. The Choices card says, make the best decisions. Human nature comes with the greatest responsibility, free will to make the choices and accept the consequences of one's actions, words, and thoughts. Everyone makes the choice to accept situations as they are or take the responsibility to change them. Make the decisions that are best for you, as you will never be able to please everyone. Choose your actions based on your own personal values. Regret nothing. Your choice determines the consequences. And the mantra is, I take responsibility for my choices. I take responsibility for my choices. I take responsibility for my choices. One line that really stood out to me in this one as well is actually 3 lines. Make the decisions that are best for you, as you will never be able to please everyone. Choose your actions based on your own personal values. Regret nothing. Regret nothing. And the card previous was also talking about having no regrets. We have the 7 deadly sins and the 7 heavenly virtues right next to each other. They were pulled right after one another. So let's start off with the first one that came out, which is the 7 deadly sins, humanity's destructive traits. Welcome to the world of human nature. The 7 deadly sins are at the root of all destructive behavior. Greed and other negative traits drive harmful human activity that impacts the quality of life on Earth, particularly the environment. It is a lack of concern for the preservation of Mother Earth and all these humans' destructive traits that are leading to the devastation of life on this planet. What the 7 deadly sins mean: sloth, laziness, being physically and emotionally inactive. It scared me. My cat jumped down and I didn't know what it was. Laziness, being physically and emotionally inactive. Gluttony, overindulgence in anything to the point of waste. Lust, an intense desire for physical and sexual gratification. Greed, excessive pursuit of material possessions and power. Wrath, extreme feelings of uncontrollable anger. Envy, discontentment aroused by another's good fortune. Pride, excessive self-love and arrogance. So you can see in this card, it is this beautiful figure with all of the animals, flowers, all of the Mother Nature powers and entities pushing back all of these depictions of the 7 deadly sins. I'll give you a minute to just observe the card and see what imagery speaks to you, how it makes you feel. I love the rainbow, flowy light coming out of their hands. It is just so beautiful. And you can definitely tell that she, he, they, that they are protecting the animals. They're all huddled underneath them. And directly after that card, the 7 heavenly virtues. Keys to goodness. You represent spiritual enlightenment, divine knowledge, and wisdom. You have faith and believe in all that is good and meaningful. You have a deep intuitive understanding of God, the angels, and the universal spirit. You know the keys to goodness. You are being asked to use this knowledge to empower and teach others. What the 7 heavenly virtues mean: faith, believe and trust in the right things; hope, belief that good will prevail; charity, unlimited loving kindness towards others; fortitude, never giving up; justice, being fair and equitable towards others; patience, accepting the grace to forgive; temperance, practicing self-control and moderation. And I'll give you a moment to connect with this one, and then we can do a little side-by-side comparison. I love the imagery of her catching this shooting star. It's really, really beautiful. So when we put these 2 cards side by side, I'll go ahead and give you a look at that. So you can kind of see the story right here of this push for goodness and protection of the earth, and just kind of all around like alignment with what's right and good and pure. You can see this push, and as far as the reading goes, you see what happens when you do make the push to deter from these 7 deadly sins. You are greeted with serendipity and magic. You can see that this figure is very earthy, but also has this astral, universal aspect as well. So just all around a very aligned, pure of heart being. Definitely is telling a story here. But let's go ahead and finish out with the last card in our reading, which is the Resilience card. Rise above tribulations. This card encourages you to endure and withstand stress and recover quickly from life changes, misdeeds, or a bad ordeal. This is also about facing life's adversities with courage and patience in such a way that you come through it unscathed, better and stronger for the experience. It also means the recovery from an illness or being rejected by a loved one. This takes compassion, determination, and strength that will not be defeated. The resilience of the human spirit and the validity of love inhabits us to rise above our tribulations and fly again. Accept your reality in a positive light and make it good. And the mantra is, I have the strength to quickly rise above my problems. I have the strength to quickly rise above my problems. I have the strength to quickly rise above my problems. I love that this card came out in today's reading too, because I follow Josephine Wall on Instagram, and she actually just posted this imagery today. So I definitely think that this is just an all-around important aligned energy, especially here in the US, which is where I am. We are in need of resilience right now. especially if you are very integrated in politics. Things are very heavy right now, and it doesn't just go as far as politics, it goes beyond that into just the realms of humanity, and things are just very hard right now, and a lot of people are suffering, a lot of people are confused, a lot of people are upset, a lot of people have a lot of different feelings about what's going on right now, and maybe not all have the resources or knowledge to be able to transmute that energy into something that is beneficial and not harmful to themselves or others. So resilience is a beautiful card to come out right now, and this whole entire reading is definitely telling a story. My interpretation is that it is extremely important right now to choose you. It's really important to choose the things that are important to you. Make sure that you're following your path authentically, truthfully, with no regrets. I feel that within that realm of choosing yourself, choosing what is best for you, making the choices to not accommodate the paradigm of what you think you should be, or what you're programmed to think you should be, or what you've been conditioned to think you need to be, but choosing to just be you as you are. I think that that's really important right now. I think that we're obviously on this sliding scale of choosing to prosper and to push out all of the negative, harmful things that we just do not need during this process of integrating deeper within ourselves and what we really are and what we want. I think that the order of these cards is definitely showing us that this is the path that we want to be on. We need to try our absolute best, make the choice to make decisions that are aligned with who we really are and what we really want. I think that underlyingly, what we all want is to be loved by ourselves, by others, to be healthy, to be happy, to be stable, and that doesn't just happen. We have to work for it. We have to push against the greed, push against the desire to do things that are destructive to our environment, inwards and outwards. And I think that that message is just pushed like 10 times further once the resilience card came out. Because in order to triumph over tribulations, over pain, over stress, over making hard decisions, we need resilience. We need resilience to push forward. We need resilience to create strength to get us to where we need to be. This feels really powerful. I definitely resonate really deeply with this message, and if you resonate in any way, I would love to hear how in the comments, or you can message me. I'm hearing healing. Healing yourself. Healing yourself. I'm hearing that. I'm also picking up on the general vibe of self-care. If you have been struggling with, starting a new routine as far as like working out or doing yoga or eating differently, now would be a really great time to integrate those things. And I can speak from my own experience that it's not something that is just going to happen overnight, and it's not something that is going to be perfect. There's going to be faults. There's going to be times when you don't follow through as much as you wish you could have. But nevertheless, when we continue to push every single day for the things that we want, no matter what, and sometimes that can mean resting. Sometimes that can mean not doing anything, but instead doing that mental work, taking care of our mental health. But I definitely feel that it is time to lock in. This reading is presenting that. It's time to lock in. It's time to decide what you want and go after it. No regrets. You're choosing yourself. We're healing. We're taking care of ourselves. We're becoming who we want to be and who we always have been, who we are deep inside. It's not always going to be easy. It's great to have support. It's great to build the kingdom of inner support and inner love to fall back on. That is one of the most important parts of changing and becoming something new, is to have support on the inside and the outside. And it's just going to reap amazing, amazing, amazing benefits. Miracles that you never thought were going to happen. Things that you have only ever dreamed of. It's time to go get it. It's time to do the things that we have been needing and wanting to do. The voices in your head of, oh, I really need to start this. I really need to go do that. I really need to take this time for myself to do this and that. It's time to do it. Those internal thoughts of, I really need to stop doing this. I really need help to detach from this person. I need to remove myself from this situation. I need to change this habit. It's time to do that. It is absolutely time to do that. The time is now. We are living life to the fullest. We have the courage we need to reach for our dreams. And our dreams are right there. They're reaching for us just as much as we're reaching for them. But we need to make the right choices to do so. And we know what those right choices are. And in the moments when you feel like you don't know, ask somebody that you trust for advice. Ask a few people that you trust for advice, if you're lucky enough to have a few people that you trust. And understand that you get to decide your truth. You get to decide what to believe in. You get to make the decisions. It's okay to ask for support. It's okay to ask for advice. It's okay to ask for help. But the moment that it doesn't align with what feels right to you and your intuition, you let it go. You don't let it seep in and absorb. You let it go. And that's a part of resilience as well. It is discerning what we want and what we don't want. And having the courage to say, no, that's not for me. Or, no, it doesn't feel right. I can't explain it, but it doesn't feel right, and I don't want it. You know? That is what I'm picking up on. My voice is lowering, and usually when my voice starts to lower, that means that I am no longer needing to speak. So I definitely think that that is as far as I'm going to go, as far as the elaboration of this reading and my interpretation. Once again, if anything resonates, if anything stuck out to you, any imagery, any words that I used, any phrases, feel free to let me know. It is just as much my experience. It's just as much your experience as it is mine, vice versa. So I definitely like the interactions. Definitely makes me feel more so like I am talking to you and not just a camera. So feel free to leave a comment. And I care about you so much, and you are so protected. You are on the right track. You have the power within to make everything happen that you want to happen. You are strong enough, and I believe in you so much. And I hope that this reading has found you well. Yeah. I'm sending my love out to each and every one of you, wherever you are, whenever you see this. I'm sending my love to you, and thank you so much for being here. I am almost at 50 subscribers, which is mind-blowing to me. I thank each and every one of you for being here. I just absolutely appreciate all the support, and I will be back not next Sunday, but the Sunday after. So I will see you then for another episode of Earthling Elaborates.